All right, all right, all right. Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. Another Wednesday where we coming back for our mob brainstorming sessions, which is designed to bring together entrepreneurs, industry leaders, and experts together to exchange ideas, develop strategies, and create plans for real world challenges. At the end of the day, whether you're just starting a business or whether you're scaling a business, we want to make sure that we are offering something valuable for you and that we're touching on different elements, when it comes down to, sustainability at the end of the day. It's all about survival, you guys, at the end of the day. So that's where we at with it. We want to make sure that we're coming together and moving like a mob, moving like a unit, moving like a tribe. And that's what we do every single week, every single day. For those of you that's members, you already know this is a daily marathon that we run it. And it's a lifestyle at the end of the day. I want to make sure that we're making sure that we just keep each other on track, and make sure that we each other accountability partners. So that's what this is all about. Making sure that we can come together as a unit and just make sure that we can grow at the end of the day. So every week, you already know we're touching on a different topic. This month we're actually going to be focusing more on module 11. Um, and for those of you that don't know what Module 11 is the entrepreneurial mindset and leadership. So we're going to be focusing on that this whole entire month. So every week we're going to be touching on a different topic based around that. And then every week we're going to have a special guest come in and tap in. We're going to do different interviews where we're going to touch back on our 12 modules. And then we're going to give you guys, of course, we're going to give you guys the opportunity to chime in. Matter of fact, speaking of that, make sure you guys blowing up that chat. We're going to post one problem you're solving with your business and post one challenge that you're having when it comes to business development. Go ahead and post that in the chat. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna call on some of you guys to go over your answer, to go over your icebreaker question. Um Actually, I need to give you guys the icebreaker question. So, the icebreaker question for today is if you could recruit any famous leader, past or present, to be your business mentor for a month, who would you choose? And what's the first question you will ask? So go ahead and throw that in the chat as well. Again, I'm gonna call on you guys. Just in case we don't get through everyone, I want to make sure we at least have your answer in the chat. So go ahead and post your websites, social medias, post one problem you're solving in the community, one challenge you're having, and go ahead and post your answer for the icebreaker question, which is if you could recruit any famous leader, past or present, to be your business mentor for a month, who would you choose? Or what's the first question you would ask? So go ahead, let's blow up that chat. Let's blow up that chat. Let's blow up that chat. I'm gonna go ahead and call on some of you guys to go right into it. And then maybe in about another 20, 25 minutes, we're gonna go right into the interviews, and then we're gonna go into a Q&A, and then we're gonna wrap up. Um, Again, if you haven't yet, make sure you guys blow up that chat, man. I want you guys to interact. I want this to be an interactional brainstorming session. I want to see what you guys think. I'm actually call on one of our mentors, one of our mod mentors, real quick. Can I get CC real quick?
I really felt like you was finna call on me.
No, we connected. Uh, So I wanted to, I know we got some, every week we have some new faces on. So I wanted to, really get you to touch on one of the problems that you're solving with your brand in the community. And then we can actually go right into the icebreaker question. I know you got a good answer for us.
All right. What I'm solving with my in my community, being more hands-on, being more helping out more with the youth lately, been helping doing more educational, trying to influence more of our youth, and that's where I'm at right now, doing right now as far as the community go, helping the youth.
I love that.
And the icebreaker, let me hear one more time.
So the icebreaker question is, if you could recruit any famous leader, past or present, to be your business mentor for a month, who would you choose and what's the first question you would ask?
Um, this is a tough one. A famous mentor, past or present. I would like to see what was Madam C.J. Walker's motivation and drive and just her mindset to start that product line in that era in her time. What what was her thought process and her marketing strategies that she had at that time, just to see how she got to her millionaire status.
I love that. That's a good one. That's a good one for sure. For sure, for sure. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Hmm.
Let me get Adam, what you would say, let me get Adam real quick.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, yes. Go ahead and introduce yourself and give us one problem that you're solving in the community and then go right into the icebreaker question.
All right. Can you hear me right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So, well, the thing I'm solving is affordable construction, preferably in housing, permanent or permanent temporary structures, like permanent structures for temporary housing. That's where what we would like to do. But to be honest, I'll build anything. The person that I would use as a business mentor for a month would be Snoop Dogg, because whatever that guy touches turns into gold and platinum. And my question for him would be, how would you market what I'm doing, and where would you get investors for us? And see what he would spit out, because that man is thick when it comes to making anything sell really, really well.
I gotta give it to him for sure. Definitely gotta give it to him. I appreciate you, Dr. Adam. I appreciate you. Let me get another mob member real quick. Let me get Mr. Fix It. What's going on, Mr. Fix It?
D Money,
What's going on?
aka Papa D, man. Hey, Papa D on the way. I was like, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait till tonight to say, man, what's up, Papa D? No, man, peace of love to all my brothers and sisters, man, that's tuning in for sure, for sure. Man, glad to be here on another win day, like my brother said as well. So always exciting to hop on to see everybody, every week as usual. So for sure, like I said, it's a blessing. Is always having fun, when we lock in, So for sure though. But yeah, what we got going on, man? Talk to me, man. What you want to know?
So real quick, let the people know one problem that you're solving in the community, and then we're gonna go right into the icebreaker question, which is if you could have if you could recruit any famous leader, past or present, to be your business mentor for a month, who would you choose, and what's the first question you would ask?
Okay, so one problem I'm solving, I'm starting to see now is I'm solving problems when it comes down to people being illiterate. See, you just dropped my phone. What? Go sit down. 1 second. I'm gonna be right there in a minute, okay, baby? So when it comes down to wealth literacy, financial literacy, anything you want to, how you want to call it or categorize it. Basically, it was a lot of things that we wasn't taught growing up in school, in our household, all of that. So basically, the problem that I'm solving is that I'm not letting anybody that over the age of 10 that doesn't know anything about financial literacy graduate high school without knowing it. So basically, starting from 10 all the way up to young adults, I'm educating my brothers and sisters on the ins and outs, but basically the backstory and now the future of what credit is. So basically, like I said again, putting together a curriculum, making it jazzy, making it innovative where they can learn and see how it works and everything. Because our perspective or perception of things, what they seeing is false. So we got to still bring them to reality, and in a smaller sector. But like I say, it's covering a lot of ground because as you can see, day in and day out, you see a lot of people are getting into business funding or starting businesses and things of that nature. Because I mean, we had already did it. Think about Black Wall Street. Think about even in the civil rights movement. Think about all of these things. We had businesses all of these decades, but now it's just start to work with each other like the mob that we created, as far as that, and just making sure that the dollar is going around and the information is going around, and then we, expanding it out to everybody else though. So every time I hop on and I see, the ground that we covering each week and each day, I'm just saying like it's only a matter of time now where we'll be having, like you say, our conventions and monthly workshops and quarterly workshops and stuff like that where people are coming, and it's gonna be a big thing. I'm ready for trap bingo again, man. Trap bingo networking, man. I'm working on it, brother. Most definitely. You know what time it is.
Yeah, most definitely, and we definitely gotta kick it off with the mod mixer 25.
Yep, mob mixer. Yep.
Definitely want to do one out there in Chicago, and really get the people out.
Mm-hmm.
Have some people come out to your city as well, from different cities to see how beautiful Chicago is and see the other side of it. As far as the business
Yes.
innovators, and us show that side of it. And maybe do a whole segment where we put that on Mob TV and show that side.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really important for us to show these different stories in a different light. Even with my city,
Mm-hmm.
it's beautiful. Like we just did the Black Tech Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
Got a chance to talk with Lieutenant Governor and just different things like that, and just seeing all of these beautiful Black folk and just beautiful people in general. Because it was that was another thing too. It was a melting pot. It was different backgrounds in there, and to see that in my city is beautiful. Because we have a tough rep, man, but
Yeah.
we have some tough, good people as well. So it was good to put that on Mod TV. Make sure you guys check that out. Check out that blog from that day as well on Mod TV. And because we telling some good stories. That's what
Yeah.
so I definitely want to
I'm
share the spotlight.
and I'm ready to shake it too. Okay. And then what you asked about the mentor too, right?
Yeah, if you could recruit one famous leader, past or present, to be your business mentor for a month, who would you choose, and what's the first question you ask?
Woo! I might go over some few heads with this one, but I've been studying, what he was working on before, he was assassinated or, before he was killed. But Gaddafi, I was gonna say Mansa Musa, that's too far back, but Gaddafi, what I said about saying excuse me. Okay, just 1 second. Okay. So Gaddafi had it to where his whole country, the whole country, man, didn't have to worry about nothing. You could go to school for free. You could, it was plenty of jobs. There was 100% zero debt. No, that country didn't have nobody. It didn't it was just like, in the back of my head, how was he able to, get all of those, saying components and track and keep it going. And basically what he was planning on doing, if people know the story, he was gonna I wouldn't say he was gonna bankrupt the US because they was already back with old, but basically he was putting it together to where that the dollar, like what it is right now, is really not worth anything. So it was where they was going to make I think it was going to be an international coin, a dollar. I got to do some more research on it. Maybe Dr. Adam could probably tell me a little bit about it, or Coach Dale can give me some more info on it. But Gaddafi was really about to disrupt the whole earth, the whole, you know what I'm saying, everything when it came down to how, finances and stuff, actually was going, and how the economy was actually being affected by everything. So yeah, Gaddafi, he was on a whole different level, man. And it's unfortunate, long live Gaddafi, but man, for real though, I was been studying some of the things that he was working on, and it was big, man, for real. Not having to pay for college. Just imagine that. The whole, I know plenty of people that probably went to college on this call and got, student loans and stuff like that. So just imagine you ain't even got to pay for college. Come on now, stop it. So it was like that was big.
So what's your first question you were asking?
See, that's what I just said. Go sit down. My first question I would ask Gaddafi, I would ask him and I would say, what was his daily method of operation? I wanted to know what he did from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, because every six-figure earner, millionaire, anybody successful has a DMO. Some people have an SMO too, spiritual method of operation, but I want to know what was his DMO from start to finish. Sometimes it may be a little different in between, some days or whatever, but I just want to know what he did no matter what every day. And man, I would love to hear what he had to say.
Brother, I appreciate you, Ken, for sure.
Sure.
Can I get who we got next? Make sure you guys, again, if you guys tapped in already, if you haven't, please make sure you guys blow up that chat, post your websites, post your social medias, post your contact info, and follow somebody else as well. That's what it's all about, connecting the dots. Make sure you guys are networking, connecting with, you just never know who might be on here. So make sure you guys are on here connecting the dots. And make sure you guys are giving me one solution one problem that you're solving in the community, and give me one challenge that you guys are having as well. And then make sure you guys are blowing up the chat with your icebreaker answers as well, as I call in you guys. Actually, let me get my guy Louise next. What's going on? What's going on? Go ahead.
How's it going, man? It's first time meeting you, Delano, but it's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, man. So I work with ADP, so not specifically a business owner, but we can still work together. So I know a lot of people, they start their business when it comes to I got this passion. I want to go into construction. I want to be a barber, right? But a lot of people, what they don't think about is that business side of it, right? A lot of people don't know how to like stay on that compliance side when it comes to reporting their taxes, or like a lot of people don't understand the, how powerful it is when it comes to differentiating those business funds to those personal funds, right? So getting that W-2. So, what that, gives you access is, put, things in place to, retirement, save money on the taxes you are paying already. As well as like, business credit. I know you guys are always trying to get business funding. So, what I always like to say with my clients is like, what differentiates you between you and everybody else? The banks are declining way too many people, right? So they want to work with people who are more established. So, what solution you have? You could get yourself on payroll, you get that W-2. When that bank sees that, they're going to be able to like, I want to work with that one client, right? So that's just a little small gist of what ADP kind of does. I small business consultant. So when it comes to compliance, HR, workers' compensation, benefits, we do a little bit of everything. And the one person I would like to, ask a question is 50 Cent. And the reason I would like to ask him that is what type of genius thinks of selling water for 50 cents and then makes so much money out of that, right? It's literally the most simple thing everybody has, but he thought of it, branded it. He could have sold 50-cent cookies, he could have sold whatever. But what made him think about, hey, I want to sell 50-cent water and blowing up from that, just on the business side.
That's a good one, man. That's a good one for sure. You caught me with the let you caught me off guard with that one, but that's a great one for sure. And that's a great problem that you're solving as well. And I can't wait for us to really partner up together officially and get some of our members really utilizing ADP for sure. So I appreciate you, man, for sure. Let me get that next. And can I get Coach Dale up next? What's going on, Coach?
Hey, Shallow, I'm a little tired, man, because I worked the 6 to 2 shift on the suicide prevention line here, remote. But so even though this is my off day, man, it don't feel like off day. I'm tired.
They don't
It's
get
crazy.
no days. The marathon continues, man.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. Coach Dale, my business is Up From Ashes, .biz. Uh, Up From Ashes was created because out from the ashes that I emerged from myself. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. It emerged from the ashes that the leftovers that I come from, all the craziness. So I said, man, there's a need um, to assist individuals to get to let them know that they can survive and not just survive but thrive after trauma. So I work with the youth. I work with men, women, it don't matter, across the board, trauma-informed care. I'm a speaker as well. I hope to get into that more because I do want to retire myself from from the general working. But also at the same time, I want to reach larger audiences. I think I have a message, and it's not just that. I did 20 years in prison, and I've been home 18 years. But like my wife, she expanded my mind, man, on the subject of speaking. She was like, "Well, you're not just, you just can't, it's not just that you can talk about surviving prison and surviving trauma." She said, "Oh, you've been married 17 years, so you know something about relationships." She was like, you're a property owner. We've owned our home for 13, 14 years. Oh, sorry.
No, you good.
So even with the credit, my credit score over 800. So it came home with a zero. So I have a plethora of knowledge, and I try to utilize that through Up From Ashes. And I try to work where whatever budget a company or individuals have, I'm working with them. Matter of fact, I just met with the MDOC, which was crazy. They did an interview with me. They have a channel that they show throughout the prison. So they wanted to interview me and show that. So I gave them permission. And they also want to buy several copies of the book to put into facilities. So I'm really, really, really proud of that, man. Going back in, but going back in the right way. So that's the problem. One issue that I would say I run into is especially the men. So there are men who's raised like me with dysfunctional mothers, no fathers, or dysfunctional fathers and no mothers, the whole nine. But when it comes, and men will, especially melanated men, we will say and admit that we need some help and we need to talk about it. But when it comes down to talking about it and coming in together as a group, they disappear. So it's a fear there of being exposed. It's a fear of men feeling like, you know what, I don't want to share what I don't know because I'm a man. And if I say I don't know it, then it makes me look soft. So I'd rather just keep faking until I make it. And that just don't work no more. So that's the challenge of me, breaking through to these men, and so they can man up and tear off the layers so we can get to the core, so we can build, so the nuclear family can be rescued. And the person that I would most love to have a conversation with, this is a well-rounded person, plethora of wisdom and knowledge that I've seen. This past person already has left this earth, Harry Belafonte. Man, Harry Belafonte, been there, done that. He knew everybody. Everybody talked to him. I would ask him if he could mentor me. I would want to know, how do you remain humble in times of turmoil, and how do you remain humble in success? I just want to know little. I know how to do it, but from his aspect of reaching millions, sometimes power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So I would love to keep a person like that in my ear, along with my wife, just to keep me, checks and balances. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
I love that, King. I appreciate you, man. And just keep doing the work that you're doing, man. You definitely a light in the community for sure. So let me get one more before we go into this interview. I don't want to hold you guys up all night. We got our special guest on, Alvin Hill. So I want to call on one more person before we get into our exclusive interview with Alvin Hill, because we got a lot of great things that I want to touch on before I let you guys go. Can I get Miss Angeline Payne real quick? What's going on, Queen?
Well, it has been very interesting since yesterday. Long day. I tell you, going through this race, I saw a lot of things that need a lot of reform. Most definitely making sure that our political field is a fair field for every candidate, so that everybody gets an opportunity to be heard and not shadowed by our media, which I think we put a crack in the media this year. So I think we did a very good job there. And we had a delightful watch party last night, had some great conversation, had different political parties in the room. No one was afraid to talk to each other about what was going on. And we just seen an incredible race last night. I think we did good as far as making sure that we had this country secured as a constitutional republic. So I think we did real good there, solving some of those problems. It was very crazy in Fulton County. They had what they call political poll parties, meaning that they brought DJs out across the street from the polling sites, which a lot of them got shut down, but that was something that they thought would be advantageous to their party. So there was a lot of just crazy stuff going on. People slapping voters who are poll workers. Yes, they got arrested. So, I mean, it was just some little outrageous things going on, but the count went on. We had cybersecurity on the ground from one of the groups I work with called Election Integrity Network, just to make sure that all of the precincts were being secured and everybody was doing the proper count. All the other crazy stuff, because we had one party who had people on the inside and people on the outside. If you were sent out and not able to vote, so they can make a phone call so you could get back in there and do that vote on a provisional basis. But they did try to pull out some stops, and so those things were sort of laid down and got through. And for a mentor, I would love to have Shirley Chisholm available to me so I can sit down and speak with her. She's the first African American woman that ran for president, and people don't seem to talk about that and how important that is, especially for us as a group. And I would love to just sit down and just let her talk. I wouldn't even ask her one particular question. I would just love to just like to hear her story. And I will say that we just started a women's speaker bureau, the first one ever, where women can come and tell their stories, be it a small trauma or large, and we can help them to tweak their speaking, and we'll also be getting them paid speaker engagements. So there are several people on this call that I would love to speak with, just to get us into different places so we can get to hear these stories, because I know we have these gender so-called wars going on, but to be able to hear people's stories helps you go a long, long way to help you to not make the mistakes that others have made. So we got to get into these rooms, and thank you.
Love it. I love it. I love it. That's a fact. I got Dr. Adam raising his hand. Let's make it real quick, Dr. Adam. What you got for us?
I just wanted to say, one of my buddies, Ruben, was actually doing parties at the polls for the last like week and a half. And he's an incredible guy. I've seen him. He has a show on Friday night, a variety show at the New Black Wall Street Market in DeKalb County. And yeah, he was not one of them getting arrested for being a DJ, because they've been doing it for a while now and they get permission. But I just think it's funny that Ms. Payne brought that up.
Most definitely, most definitely. Yeah, Ruben doing this thing. I know exactly what you're talking about. And we love everybody over there on Black Wall Street for sure. So, hey man, we got JP1, one of the best entrepreneur acceleration coaches out here. And man, I just want to thank you for just hopping on, taking our time to hop on tonight, on another Mastermind Business and Brainstorming Session. And I had a couple things that I wanted to really just jump into, a couple of topics that I wanted to get your perspective on. And, I think it's going to be good for the community and for our community over at Mastermind Business and, just for the community in general. So real quick, let me get an intro.
My name is Alvin JP1 Hill, as he said. Most people call me either JP or Jackpot. The last few months, I've actually adopted the coach thing. I started my entrepreneurial acceleration program. It's called Real Life XP. And to be completely honest, I only had 3 people in there. 20 people signed up, but only 3 people showed up, which was cool because the workload was extremely heavy. And it was my first cohort of it. And I didn't realize how much work I had to put in. So it ended up being all right. Basically, what I do is I help entrepreneurs deal with mindset, which I found to be very important in my journey. I am I'm a 10-time felon technically. Really, it's just 2 cases that turned into a whole bunch of different charges. And I did state time, federal time. But my last time, I did 9 years in the state from 18 to 27. And then I went to the feds from about 30 to 35, maybe. So I got out, I did 2017 to 2021. In that time, the only difference was I had a mindset shift. So I understood how different you had to think to make any type of progress. So basically I went in there, I got a degree, I got my associate's degree, and one of the professors, he told me, look, man, don't let this be, a career. You got some sense, do good in here and go home. They're going to pay for it. And that's what they did. I came home in 21. Wayne State University gave me a scholarship. I got my bachelor's last year, which was 23. And earlier this year, I got my master's degree. It was, I graduated at the top of my class all 3 times. It's all mental. So what I did, I just locked in. And what I realized was on my way graduating in 2019, I ran into another professor and I turned in a business plan. And he read the business plan and he came back and he had printed copies of this business plan. And he was like, this is what a business plan should look like. And he gave me a lot of information from his own consulting company. And he was like, look, man, this is something you need to think about. And that's what I did. I came home and I started consulting. It started with credit repair. As you see, I put this on purpose, y'all. I had something on it. But I got my Credit Hero shirt on. I started doing credit repair first. And I met a mentor. My mentor introduced me to business credit. And as I was going through school and getting my business degrees, I learned business credit, um, funding, different things like that. And that's what I've been helping entrepreneurs with over the past few years. Coming into this year, I decided to finish what I started. I mapped out a course. I finished the course in maybe April, and coming into May and June, I started working on the actual coaching program. So the course is available for free. It's about 5 hours worth of material. Is on my site. Literally everything free on there. Um, but the course, I just took the course. I made it a coaching program. I dwindled it down from 12 months. I seen we can do it in 6 if we locked in and you give people too much space. So that's pretty much where we at with it. In the last year, I ran across High Level. I don't know how many people familiar with High Level, and I realized it was a tool that we all needed. Everybody is piecing the features together in something. But once I started working, actually, I wasn't looking for High Level. I had somebody build out my own platform. And what happened was they built a platform and then they couldn't accept payments the right way. And I was like, look, man, I got somebody trying to sign up. There's no way to do this. And they introduced me to High Level Basic. And I've been rolling with High Level for about a year. I had other little things in between there, but basically, business is all systems and processes. So once I learned that, I kind of implemented that into what I do. So now I help people generate leads, and you need leads to make money. Leads turn into clients, clients turn into money.
Most definitely.
That's just it.
Most
That's
definitely.
it. So that's the gist of it, Joe.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it. So I want to dive right into module 2 of our program, and that's market research and idea validation. Can you share a surprising insight you discovered doing your market research that shaped your business idea?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. People value what they pay for. That's one of the biggest things we got to do, because a lot of times we want to look out, we want to do certain things, and I've done that. Like, I found myself doing that up until the last few months, like where I really had to think about it. Like, dang, stuff, the things that we do, whatever your service is, it can be time consuming.
That
Even if you're pretty good at it and you can, you know, delegate some things somewhere, even to come up with ideas and everything is time consuming. So we got to get out of the habit of, oh man, I'm gonna look out. Now, if somebody want to barter with you and you can see an exchange that makes sense, that's cool. But if somebody is not willing to pay for it, they don't really value it. And it could be, it could be exchange of services, but I mean, if they don't want to put any type of dollar sign on it, so I, like, even with the program, I had 3 people in there. I did it for free. Man, it was hell catching up with these people.
right.
And I'm literally doing hours a week between the group coaching and the one-on-one coaching, and the things that I'm doing in between there to make sure that they have what they need between coaching sessions. And I realized that, like, man, you can't put a price on it. I don't care if it's $200, just put something on it and make somebody value it. That's very important. That's what I learned, man, and just dealing with people in general. They value what they pay for.
I agree. I agree. I always tell people, like, hey, you got to make people commit for sure. I know you was talking about business planning earlier. What's the most critical element of your business plan that you believe sets you apart from your competitors?
Understanding your value proposition. If you understand your value proposition, with me, I came home in 21, everybody had money. When I say everybody, listen, I don't care what you did. I don't care. Even if you shooting videos, people had money to pay for videos. Whatever it was, if you had advertising, somebody had the money to pay for it. So when I came home, people was jumping out of jets. Like, this was the stuff I'm running across on social media. So me going into this space, I was like, dang, I got to jump out of jets. You know what I'm saying? So me and my guy Nep, Nep, like, look, bro, let's go rent this and do this. I'm like, bro, this really ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying? He literally, like, Nep down with whatever I'm down with. He like, look, he's sending me locations. Like, look, they rent out this Airbnb and this and that, bro. We can go shoot some commercials in here. I'm like, bro, this really ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta be you. So once I understood my value proposition wasn't to be jumping out or renting helicopters and Bentleys. It's to be me, and I realize you don't get a lot of me's. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you have to build on. Whatever you are, you have to build on that. Now people do want to see success. So my background, it went from a picture to this to that, and just this little thing with the lights, people love it. They like, oh man, I like the ambiance. It's just a good feeling, and people will grow with you. So you just got to start. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't know what the end goal is and what you're trying to build on, which is your value proposition, then you are doing what everybody else is doing, and it's hard to set yourself apart doing that.
I love that. I love that. Ooh, I love that for sure. So I know you really, every business have to budget, really has to have some type of financial literacy. How do you approach budgeting for your business, and what strategies do you use to ensure financial stability?
What doesn't get measured does not get improved upon. Right? So about a year or so ago, I was freestyling. I made money. I've made money all of my life. Like literally, from the time I was a kid, I've always been a hustler. So I've never budgeted. I've literally like, man, I'm a hustle, I'm a hustle, I'm a hustle. When I got indicted by the feds in 15, I didn't realize how much money I was spending. I've never budgeted, never looked at nothing. I literally said, my hustle gonna take care of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? My hustle will cover it, whatever it was. And when I got indicted and then things start to get, a little unraveled, I was like, dang, why I'm still making money, but I'm like going in the hole, and I'm like, dang, what's going on? And I realized I was spending 10 grand a month. You like literally sat down, and that was at just my bills. That wasn't like, okay, I want to go do something fun. I want to take a trip. It was literally like my bills were 10 grand a month. And to be completely honest, I had a wife and a girlfriend and 2 kids at the time. I had kids back to back. Both of them had kids. I had a lot going on. So that's what you do in the street. You accumulate all type of liabilities, right? So I did that, and I just had a lot going on. And I looked up, and I'm like, dang, I got this nice condo. I got all this stuff. I was in motion in music. I can't slow down, so I'm doing tours. I'm doing all kind of stuff. And I'm like, dang, I'm spending a lot of money. And that was the first time where actually looking at my expenses hit me, because I never had to. And it ain't like I just made a whole lot of money all my life, but whatever it was, my hustle covered. So going into last year, I started doing taxes. And when I did my taxes, I realized I did six figures. I didn't even know. I really wasn't like budgeting. And I was like, dang, I made six figures, but I only got like 6 grand in the bank. Right? And I'm like, I'm not like a flashy person. So I'm like, where's all this money going? And I had to like literally think about it. Like I had to literally go through and say, okay, I'm spending too much over here. I'm doing this. So coming into this year, I did make some investments in my business because they were needed. I got websites done, funnels done. I hired a marketing team, which still is on my team. And listen, man, I get leads all day, thanks to my marketing team. So they not going nowhere. Um, and it's literally like you got to know what to spend money on. It's not that you run a business, you're going to spend money.
Definitely.
You're going to spend money. It's impossible not to spend money. What you got to realize is you need to make money. So when you go to spend money, you got to say, okay, what's needed for me to make money? Like you can't go out and do something today and go spend $5,000, especially as an entrepreneur, and you don't know where you're gonna get the money back from.
Definitely.
Right. So that was big, is me actually understanding the return. So once you understand your return on your investment, money is not the problem. So I spend money on ads every month, but I understand where the money going and how I'm making the money back. Yes. So you gonna spend the money. You entrepreneur, you gonna spend the money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You gotta spend money to make money. You were just talking about your marketing team though, and the importance of that. What unconventional marketing strategy has worked best for your brand? How did you come up with it?
Consistent content. As y'all see, I got all of this on right now. I got my setup right now. I've been on live all day. Like literally, I've been on live all day, and I don't go on live all day every day, but the last few days since the election and all that, I've been on there making my content about the election. And then I started a new YouTube page last week, and I talked to one of my guys who have a pretty successful YouTube page now. He's monetizing, he got like a lot going on. And I talked to him yesterday, and he was like, bro, you just got to keep making content. So today I've been on here 3 times. I had microphone problems earlier. I don't know what happened, but I came back on here. I come on here. And what you got to realize is like things like StreamYard. I have StreamYard. I have Opus that make clips for me. I have different pieces of software that I use. and it don't matter. I'm paying the same amount for the software no matter how much I use it. You know, my StreamYard got, it was like the memory was getting full, and I just dumped the memory today because I've already repurposed the content. No matter what, you're spending the money anyway. I'm literally coming on here. I'm gonna make content every day. I'm gonna make content every day, whether it's repurposed clips I'm sharing or whether it's coming on live. I'm making content every day. You gonna like it, you gonna hate it. You don't like it, just block me and I'm gonna be cool with it because I gotta make content.
Most definitely, most definitely. So what's the
People want to
most
see you.
nah, people do want to see, and I tell our members that all the time. You know, they want to see you, they want to know who you are, they want to know your story. You know, that's why we've been, that's one of the reasons why we launched M.O.B TV, because we've really been working on, really increasing the content, aspect of us working with our different members and affiliates and different campaigns that we're working on. You know, people want to see what we're doing, and we've been building content for days. That's my background, digital media production. So that's something that I understood even way back when we was in the music business. Content is key, and it was only right for us to launch M.O.B TV. We got abundance of content that and we can take you either or. We can take you wherever you want to go with it. So that's the blessing about what we've been doing. So you definitely been doing the right thing, bro, for sure. And your content, I be on there watching your content all the time, so it's definitely working for sure. So
Thank you.
most definitely. What's the most memorable? What's the most memorable customer interaction you've had? How did it impact your approach on sales and service?
So, um, I got a brother that I got like a bond with from music, and when I first started doing credit repair, which was 2021, I started doing credit repair. He reached out to me, and I was like, "Look, man, I'm literally just learning this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you like my second paid client." He was like, "Yeah, bro, it's cool." He like, "It's cool. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get it together." And I did. Like, and he told me, he said, "Bro, I'm living on my sister's couch." He was going through a divorce. It wasn't that he just everything was messed up. He like, my credit's just bad, and I can't get nowhere to stay right now. And I was like, "Dang, bro, that's real." You know what I'm saying? And I worked on his credit. You know what I'm saying? I gave him a discount, whatever whatever we could do. He paid me. He wasn't gonna never let me do it for free. But he paid me, and he was like, "I'm gonna get you some more clients." And he did that. Within the course of me working on his, he sent me 2 or 3 um lady friends or whatever he was familiar with, his sister. Like, it was like he was sending me people all the time. And about a year or so later, maybe 18 months later, he bought a house. And he was like, "Bro, I really appreciate you." You know what I'm saying? And like, literally everything that I do, he was one of the 3 people in my coaching group. Like, everything that I do, he supported. I started doing taxes this year. I'm like, "Look, man, I'm gonna do taxes." Because I was giving the money away. I'm like, "Look, I'm gonna do taxes." I learned taxes last year and started doing them this year. And he reached out to me. He said, "Bro, I just seen you post you do taxes. Why you ain't say nothing?" I'm like, "Oh man, I'm just learning." He was like, "That's cool, bro. I got last year, this year, I'm gonna send you this stuff." And I did his taxes. He sent his mom, his sister, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's good. It's cool for somebody to trust you as a person. And they like, "Look, man, you a cool dude." But it's different when somebody trusts you as a businessman and they say, "Look, I know you a cool dude, but my life, I'm gonna put my life in your hand. I need you to get me off my sister couch. I'm gonna put my life in your hand. These are my taxes, and I got 2 years I need you to do." You know what I mean? And for me to do that, and his sister, because I did her credit, literally, he just sent me so much business, man. I had to give him a referral link. Like, "Bro, anybody you send me, I'll make sure you get paid for
Yes.
whatever service." And that kind of touched me. I'm just, even when I talk to him, man, and he in his new house and everything is moving along for him. When I coached him in my program, we got more personal, but he was more comfortable because I've worked on your credit. I've done your taxes. That's a bond. Like, it ain't, you don't give everybody that information. You know what I'm saying? So that particular person is dear to me because he's literally supported every aspect of my business. Whatever it is, I'm working on his business credit now. Whatever aspect of my business, he supported it. And even though he's benefited because his taxes got done and he got a house or whatever, is dear to me because he didn't have to do that. And I was honest enough to say, hey, I'm not, I'm not, tax AYZ, 20 years of experience. Look, man, I'm still learning. Don't worry about it, bro. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You figure everything else out. You got it.
That's what it's all about, building up that trust. I talk about it all the time, building up that trust and building a real relationship within that process. But, it's hard, but, once you do it, the payoff is so much bigger than just the money, than the exchange. And, that's something that's super big, man. And, your payoff is, being a servant is so much bigger. You was able to change somebody and affect somebody's life in a positive way. And that's what it's all about, for sure. Like, that's what it's all about. So,
Yeah.
can you describe a significant operational challenge you faced and how you overcame it to improve your business efficiency?
Systems and processes. So, as I stated earlier, I'm a hustler, right? So, the hustle make up for a lot of stuff. The hustle make up for a lot of stuff. I don't know if people realize it. If you are not a real hustler, it's things that you do that expose your hand, right? But with me, the hustle make up for a lot of stuff. Anybody know me from literally since I was a kid, they're gonna be like, man, dog, a hustle. So I lean so much on the hustle that I didn't have systems and processes, right? And when I started working with high level, it made me realize how much I needed systems and processes. When you start hiring other people, you realize how much you need systems and processes. When you start working with other people, because now I help other people do their marketing, do their automations, do things like that, I realized that if you don't have at least a basic um, a system flow, a flow chart of what's actually going on in your business, if you don't know how you generate leads, how those leads flow into being the clients and all of that, how you make your money, where your money go to, how much you spending on marketing, if you don't have this actually mapped out, and you don't have to be anal about it, but you should have some semblance of an idea of how your business is running, right? So when people ask me, like, why did you go to school? I didn't go to school. I haven't put in any applications. I technically didn't need a master's degree in business to do this, but I have a master's degree and I have dual concentrations. I have a concentration for entrepreneurship and innovation, and I have a concentration in business management. So between those concentrations, I had the understanding of, I understand how entrepreneurship works because I've done it. I've never had a real job since in my adulthood. I went to jail, I hustled, I came home, I've been in school, and I've been doing this. So in my experience, not having the systems and processes and trying to freestyle business, you're going to bump your head. It's only so long. I don't care what your hustle is. I hustle my tail off. I do so much. It doesn't matter. If you don't have systems and processes, you're going to run yourself in the mud. So it's best to write out a process map, and you can do it. It's an app called Mirror, Mira, and you can literally map out your process. It's a free version of it. You can go in there. If you want to get more complicated, they'll charge you a couple dollars. But if you go in there and just do a basic process map of how your business is ran, you can look at that map and see the inefficiencies. And I've seen the inefficiencies. So your inefficiencies will change. You'll have different bottlenecks. So in the beginning, your inefficiency, it may be you're not getting enough leads. I had that problem. Once I start running ads, I'm getting leads. Now the inefficiency turned from getting the leads to actually nurturing the leads. How fast can you make that initial phone call? Then that turned into actually having to learn sales. I had to study sales because now I'm getting these phone calls. I'm getting the leads. I'm making the phone calls, but I'm not handling the rejections right. I may handle rejection. You tell me the right thing, I'll put you on the do not disturb list. Like, yeah, let me get them off my contact list. But in reality, people want to hear from you a few times. I've had somebody say, all right, man, I'm kind of busy. I'm kind of busy. I'm kind of busy. And literally 2 weeks later, after a couple callbacks, they're like, all right, man, I got the time. Break it down to me. You know what I'm saying? So actually understanding your process, it allows you to see the bottlenecks. It allows you to make the necessary adjustments. And once you make those adjustments, you'll find another bottleneck. As I said, I didn't have the leads. I got a funnel built. I hired a marketing team. The leads weren't the problem no more. Literally, you can turn it up as much as you want to. We started off with $5, $10 a day, up to $20, $30. Like, you can turn it up as much as you want to. So if you want to spend $200 a day, if you know that with that $200, you're going to get a client out of that $200, you may get, let's say, 10, 20 leads today. Let's say 20 leads to keep the numbers safe. You get 20 leads today for this $200. One of those people sign up. That's a $1,500 program. You good. And you still have 19 other contacts that's added to your leads, right? So you have to think in terms of business. Once you understand, okay, I have to generate these leads. You can generate leads other ways. You don't have to use ads. You can generate leads. That's why I make a lot of content. I get somebody called me today. I'm leaving the gym. They like, look, man, I seen such and such and boop, boop, boop. They needed help with their credit, but they seen me and reached out to somebody. We had a mutual friend. They like, yeah, dude, good people. So just in general, however you generate your leads, if you generate your leads from content, then you should be able to make more content and get more leads. The only good thing about ads is it's controlled, because you can make more content and your reach still be low. But with leads, if you're getting $5 getting you 10 leads, $50 will probably get you close to 100 leads. It may not multiply exactly like that, but it's going to get you at least 75 leads. Like, it's literally. And then if you go up to $1,000, it may drop off as far as percentage wise. So you may not get 750 leads. You may only get 600, but you have some type of math and some type of lever you can pull to increase your lead flow. And that's what's good about actually having ads running.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, and it goes back to, like you said, having, seeing the chinks in your armor and making sure you continue on patching in those holes. But it's always, you got to reveal them first. So that was a good one for sure. So what advice would you give to entrepreneurs seeking funding for the first time based on your own experience?
Get your credit score up. Don't you got, for real, you got people that's telling people that they can get unlimited funding or all this funding. It don't matter your credit score. Listen, man, your personal credit matters. Stop believing the hype. They selling y'all a dream. That's the main thing. So I don't do the funding myself. My mentor does the heavy lifting on the funding end. I just pre-qualify people.
Okay.
Right. And the main thing, like, we don't even need a hard credit pool. All I need is your name and birthday. Literally, we gonna get your credit report, and that's the majority of the class. Literally, that's the majority of the qualification. Once you go there, you need to know how your money working. So if your credit score is like, we just had somebody, I think the lady was like, she was like 780, right? This was like last week. She was like 7, and I actually got her from one of my ads from something else. She was, when I called her, she was like, do you do funding too? I'm like, yeah, let's connect. And her score was like 780, but her credit usage was so high. It was so high. So people are looking at how you're using your personal credit. With business credit, it doesn't matter. And the only thing that matters in business credit is that you pay it. If your business credit is due, if your payment is due on the 3rd, they not even tripping if you pay it on the 12th. With business credit, Amazon will give you every break in the world. I didn't pay Amazon 1 month. They didn't do nothing and was like, look, man, we're going to lower your limit from 10 to 7,500. Like, they don't care with business credit. But with your personal credit, usage is everything. So even if your score is good, your usage is high, and high can be 25%, 30%. That's high usage. Mm-hmm. If you can keep your score below 6, you're doing great. Below 10, you're all right. But when you get into 25 and 30, you'll start getting denied business funding and don't understand why. You got people saying no doc business credit, no doc business money, business funding. And you can do no doc business funding if your personal credit is great, if you have collateral, Because if they got something they can take from you, they don't mind giving you money. But for you to just think, I got this LLC, I'm about to walk in here with no docs and go get this business funding with this 620, it's probably not going to happen.
I love it. I thank you for that, for sure, because that is going around a lot. It's a lot of misinformation going out. That's why we got people like Mr. Fixit, yourself, a couple other people within the community that's been really just walking people through that whole process, because there's a lot of misinformation when it comes to, getting business funding or funding in general. So I'm glad that you went back and forth from the person and the business, for sure. So let's talk about scaling and growth. What key factor contributed most to your business growth, and how did you identify and capitalize on that opportunity?
My mentor. I didn't even understand business credit, right? I got my mentor from the credit repairs, the credit repair group. It was a credit repair cloud. So I was in credit repair cloud, doing personal credit. I literally just started. I may have been doing it about 2 months at the time, and somebody just posted on there like, "Look, I need somebody to train my VA," and I needed the money. I'm like, "Shoot, I'll take a couple of dollars." I didn't know how much they were gonna pay me. I'm just like, "All right, I'll take it, bro." And he was like, "All right, can I call you?" It was late. And that's probably the only reason I ended up with the business. It was like late. I'm literally sitting here watching a movie. It was like 12:30 in the morning. So he like, "Can I call you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm up." You know what I'm saying? I ain't thinking nothing of it. He called me, got talking fast. He from the East Coast, so he's talking a little fast. And he was like, "Look, bro, I got this going on, that going on, blah, 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 blah." And I was like, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? How much you trying to pay me? He like, I need the money. I ain't really worried about your backstory. And he was like, cause he like, "Man, I give you," it was like $400 or something. I'm like, $400 to do what? He like, "Just train my VA on how to do this." Now I understand it because time is money. He really didn't have the time to train the VA. But in my mind, I'm like, "Dog, it's gonna take me like an hour for sure." You know what I'm saying? We get this free money. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I'm doing credit repair for like $99 a month. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Man, it's cool." So anyway, he end up, man, when I tell you, he like changed my life. And we still cool to this day. I do his automations. Now he's working with my marketing team. Like, this my guy. We running his ads. I help him with everything. So but this was about a little over 3 years ago. And we had to connect again because that virtual assistant quit. So I had to train another one, and he paid me like $250 to do the same thing for another. This one was like 45 minutes because now I know exactly what I need to do. So I'm like, dang, I just got paid like $650, $700 for something that literally took me 2 hours. So I'm
Wow.
like, dang, he must got some money. So when I did the second one, I recorded it and we just like start kicking it. And he was like, "Yeah, man, this credit stuff cool, bro. Like, this ain't where the money at though." I'm like, "All right, where the money at?" He like, "In business credit." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't really know business credit. I've only been doing personal credit like 2 months, and I don't got no business credit." Like, you know what I'm saying? But what Credit Repair Cloud did, it introduced me to all of these softwares, right? So everything happened for a reason because Credit Repair Cloud, they gave me they software for like 6 months, but they had all of these other pieces like what was it? The mail company to sell to do the emails. Like, they had a different CRM system to do automations. They had click funnels to make funnels. They had all of these things that I had to pay for every month. I'm like, "Dog, it's kind of expensive." But I had to learn everything. So I learned click funnels. I learned what's the other software, but the payment processing systems. I learned all of this stuff from ClickFunnels, right? And I'm like, dang. So I ended up just looking for other things to like make my business run this smooth once I started doing business credit. But my mentor, his name is Asim Sharp. So with Asim, he ended up teaching me about business credit. He gave me like a crash course, like, "Look, this is this and that and that." And then he was like, "Look, I'm gonna give you my login to Credit Suite." I'm like, "Dog," because I had looked at Credit Suite once he got explaining business credit to me between the conversations. I'm like, "Dog, that's like $3,500. I ain't have it at the time." I'm like, "Man, it's $3,500 to learn business credit." And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, 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 yeah. I got that. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna just give you the information." And then I went in there. He had never even went in there. Like, all of the courses was still unmarked, unchecked. I'm like, "Man, you went in?" He say, "Nah, man, I paid for that when it first came out. But if you know the game, you know the game." Literally, man, I went in there and soaked up all of that business credit knowledge, started doing my own research. Of course, he was there to answer questions. And then once I got all of that straight, I built up my own business credit. It took me a little longer because I was building up my personal credit at the time. That's how I know that personal credit matter. But I built it up and got me 100 paydecks. Like I worked for it. Like it was a little harder because my credit score was like inching up as I did it. But I started, you just learned the game, and anything I needed, he answered. And he do the same thing with funding. He just teaching me the funding game now. He's teaching me the funding game. So he went out and now he's actually providing the funding. So now we winning. We winning. We can get you funding. Long as your credit score good and you ain't overusing your credit limit, you can get some money.
Let's do it.
And quick.
I know we got some people that's tapped in right now, scratching their head like, "What's your contact?" And we're gonna have it. Don't worry, y'all. We're gonna have them put his contact in there for sure for you business owners that's ready to take it to that next level. It's super big for sure. I mean, even just having a mentor, that's why we pair our members up with different mentors as well, because it's super important to have that person that just like, look, I'm here, I got you. I got you. And sometimes you just need that. You need that little push to, not, you doing your thing, and that's what it's all about. You trying to teach one. So speaking of that, I wanted to touch on entrepreneurial mindset and leadership, and that's what we're really going to be touching on this month. That's module 11. But how has your mindset evolved as a leader, and what practices do you incorporate to maintain a positive entrepreneurial spirit?
The thing about entrepreneurship, I'm gonna tell y'all a couple of things I learned going to school these last few years, right? So I had a teacher, she was really helpful, especially when she heard my history. Like it was something we had to do in class, like talk about what makes us unique or whatever. And I brought up my prison experience. And it's a guy that did like 19 years at Wayne State. He did like 19 years for a second-degree murder. And he's a professor at Wayne State. You know what I'm saying? And he run like a prison to college pipeline there. So I wasn't in there because of that. I got myself in there, but she introduced me to him via email. Me and him connect. In fact, I need to reach out to him. I haven't talked to him in months, but basically, she and we had like a decent rapport. And when I was finishing that semester, and I had like a conversation with her, and my conversation always about entrepreneurship. And this professor told me, she said, "Oh, Mr. Hill, you love business." She like, "I love your passion for business." She said, "But I don't share it." Listen, this one of my entrepreneurship teachers. She told me I don't share it. I said, "What you mean? But you teach entrepreneurship and such and such." She said, "Yeah, I'm a teacher." He said, "I love teaching." She said she started a business. She said she had a business for 9 months, hated it. The worst 9 months of her life. She said, I hate it not knowing where the dollar was coming from. I hate it. She said, I'm in a controlled environment. I make my course. She said, I can give you the same course from 2-3 years ago, and I'm going to still get paid. Right? When she broke it down to me, she said, I love that. She said, but you have a passion for entrepreneurship. And I had to think about this, like what truly is a passion for entrepreneurship. And it is literally everything she says she hated. Everything that she hated about entrepreneurship, I love it. I love having to eat what I kill. I love it. I love it because there's no limit. If I went to work for you, you're going to give me whatever you're going to give me. You may give me a Christmas bonus. You may even give me a sales bonus if I hit a certain limit. You may do whatever you're going to do. And the only job that I would only take 2 jobs to give up my entrepreneurship or to cut into my entrepreneurship. I would take a passion job where I have a passion for it. Like if it was if I could mentor kids, I'd take a pay cut for that. If I could mentor like at-risk youth or something, I would take a pay cut for that. Right? If I could mentor returning citizens and help them re-enter the world, right? And do it successfully, I'll take a pay cut for that. I wouldn't want to. I would want to make my money.
Yeah.
But I had to realistically think about it. And I did a podcast that just came out this weekend. It was like a very deep podcast. And the person that interviewed me made me realize that dang, you do have passions for things. So it's not always about money. So I will take a pay cut for things that help at-risk youth and things to help returning citizens. Because I hate to see people going back to jail and you don't have to. So I'll take a pay cut for that. But other than that, I want to be an entrepreneur for the rest of my life.
Man.
right? Right. So hold on. What I said I do the passion thing, and I'll take a sales job. I'll take like a high paying sales job because it's the same concept. I'm gonna get the same rush. If I know, if I don't sell nothing this month, I ain't gonna make nothing. Like I'm gonna get the same rush as being an entrepreneur, and I hated sales until I had to learn sales this year. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dang, this ain't as bad as I thought it was. It's the same concept. You eat
Most
what you kill. Even as an entrepreneur, you have to use sales skills. So
definitely.
what people don't realize is that entrepreneurship is not what it used to be. People used to think entrepreneurship was planning, have a business plan, do this and that. Fast as you write a plan is over with. Like you literally is done. Like you're gonna write the plan. If it took 2-3 weeks, something changed. The price of oil went up or down, whatever. Like something changed. Like it don't matter. Something in your plan is wrong. The best laid plans is they built to fail. So that's what you got to get used to. And what you have to understand is it's not about planning. Entrepreneurship is not about planning. Who want to sit and plan all the time? Entrepreneurship is about action. Take action, bump your head, learn something. That's it. You try it again. You implement whatever you learned, and then you go back at it. Like I said, you'll constantly run into bottlenecks. Bottlenecks are where your system or your process get tight at. Where where the like when you look at a funnel, you will see you will see different layers of your funnel. You'll see the first page, the second page, whatever, and you will see where people fall off at. So that's where you need to go make some changes at. And that's how your business is. That is the beauty of entrepreneurship, is actually looking at something, learning it, and bumping your head. I did it in my life. I went to jail the first time. I wanted to shoot everything. I was a cowboy. I was running and stuff. I was tripping. I came home. I thought I was smarter. I said, look, y'all, I'm just going to sell these pills. I'm going to be low key. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Bam. You still bump your head, right? And I had to realize that, like, even though it was dumb, it still was me making adjustments. Like, okay, I know I'm not about to rob nobody. They're going to give me 20 years for that. They ain't giving me that 9 they gave me the last time. So I'm going to be a little slicker, man. People only getting a couple years for this. So I'm going to do that, or white collar crime, whatever. Boom. So then you realize it's still time, right? So do you make some changes? I had to make some changes in my personal life. Now I want middleman a nickel bag of weed. It ain't worth it, right? It ain't worth it. So it's the same concept in entrepreneurship. What helps me is knowing that whatever it is, I can overcome it.
Yes, sir.
Because I've overcame so much already.
Yes, sir.
Right? If I bump my head right now and I lose everything, it ain't nothing like the judge telling me I got to do those 105 months and I'm only 19.
Man.
Right? It ain't nothing that equate to that. It ain't nothing like leaving my son in front of a federal prison. I got to turn myself in for these 5 months. So as an entrepreneur, it's nothing that I am more threatened by, because I've already faced the biggest threats in my life.
Man.
What's the worst that can happen? I got to go get a job. That's why I got an MBA. They got to pay me either way it go. You know what I'm saying? So what's the worst that can happen? I'll risk it all. Let's go for it.
Let's go for it. Let's go for it. We'll see it all. Chances make champions for sure.
All day.
One more question for you, man. Then we're gonna go into the Q&A real quick. If you have a question for Alvin, man, for JP1, make sure you guys raise your hand so I can call right on you. Or if you want to, throw it in the chat real quick and I'll call you. I'll call on you as well. So yeah, go ahead and throw your question in the chat, or go ahead and raise your hand so I can call on you. The last question for you is, what's the most important lesson you've learned about pitching your business effectively?
If you are not passionate about your business, you can't expect anybody else to, right? If you don't have skin in the game, you can't expect anybody else to have skin in the game. When people talk to me about their business and they come with a whole bunch of excuses and a bunch of ideas they had for 10, 15 years. Yeah, man, because I was thinking about this and then I was going to do this. And I'm like, dude, it don't even take that much. How you talking about you sell t-shirts and you don't have a store? You can go and do mock-ups at Shopify or whatever. Like you could go do whatever right now for $200, right? So I've seen people do it in music, where I've seen people not want to spend $200 for a video, but they got on $300 jeans. right? If you don't have passion in what you're doing, you can't expect for other people to have passion. And it should be clarity, right? If you ask me what I do, I can tell you what I do in 1 minute. I can literally say, this is what I do. I help entrepreneurs with their mindset. I help them develop systems and processes, and then I help them build their business credit and secure funding. That was 15 seconds, right? That's literally what I do. That's pretty much everything that I do. Now it's different layers of things because I offer marketing plans. I don't have to explain all of that to you. I do software with high level and all of that. I don't have to explain all that to you. I do credit repair. I don't have to explain all that to you. In that 15 seconds, they call it an elevator pitch. I just told you everything that I do in my business, from coaching with mindset to business funding, business credit, systems and processes, which I use high level to help you develop that. Um, if you don't need high level, it's other things that we can work on. But a lot of times, you need high level to develop your marketing and to to nurture your leads and different things like that. You need some type of software. So that's the main thing, man. You should understand your business as best you can, and don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Don't over explain it. Don't overwork yourself trying to do a new plan every month. Action. Your plan is action. You can literally make a 7 step checklist and get to work. Take you 10 minutes. I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and go to work. Figure it out. You may end up putting 7 more steps in there by the end of the month, but get them 7 steps and go to work. This is what I need to do first. I'm on it.
Yep.
That's
and
it. You
exactly what we
action.
do. That's exactly what we do with our members. We put together that checklist and then we start checking off the boxes. Simple as that.
Go to work.
So we got a question from Miss Angeline Payne. What's going on, Queen? Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, Madam President.
Hey. Has been very nice listening to you and hearing about what you do. I run a private bank, and I wanted to know what is your position with partnering? Because I know as you're growing as a business, we as a people have to learn how to have conglomerates, and conglomerates takes partners. So with what you're doing, because one of the other things that I do, and I know that most of our members know I do several things for my business, and one of them is working with the prison population. Being a political figure, it's always advantageous to make sure that we're touching all of our citizens, and our prison population right now is in danger.
Definitely.
So I want to make sure that I can do all that I can, that I'm partnering with different people and organizations that are working within that system, because we have to come together to make sure that the ones who are incarcerating, the ones who are judging, the ones that are dealing with our prisoners have to know that they have to deal with the citizenry as well, because these are our brothers, sisters, mothers, husbands, children, and they have to know that we're involved. So I want to know, what is your provocation for partnering with others outside of your business?
Oh no, I'm all for it. That's another thing that I learned in entrepreneurship. Competition is like what you do at the bottom level. At the top level, we collaborate, right? So if it's any of my resources that I can use to help other people, and vice versa, right? If it's even if it's I'm not even like I said earlier, I'm big on everybody need to make their money. You know what I'm saying? We all get paid, whatever. That's cool. But if it's something that I can do, like let's say, where are you located?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, in the city
You
of
in,
South Fulton.
you in South Fulton.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's like, let's say you wanted me to come down there, I'm like, look, let's book it. Like I just came back from California. I actually was training with a nonprofit. What I do is I do CVS. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if people are familiar with it. But basically it's community CVI work, community violence intervention. So I do community violence intervention work too. So one of the biggest training centers is in California. Is Dr. Burchard. So I was out there with Dr. Burchard last month, beginning of last month, the beginning of September. I'm sorry. And what happens is I go all across the city. Now I go, across the state, whatever, and I talk to at-risk youth, different things like that. Is whatever the situation may call for, whether it's inmates, reentry people, different things like that, because it's all mindset. Like I'm a full believer in mindset is everything. Like full believer, 100% believer that mindset is everything. So I go wherever I could preach that word and they understand it and they can relate to my story.
That is awesome. Thank you. Please make sure that I get your information. Of course, my information is in the chat. So that this is an immediate need. I don't want something like way down the road. This is an immediate need. We're working on a podcast right now talking about the war on fatherhood. And that war has a lot to do with our men who are incarcerated right now, because child support payments have put a lot of our brothers in jail, and we have to put a stop to it.
I don't see your information in here. I put my number in there though. I put my business number in there. You could just shoot me a text. I don't see. I don't know. I may not look.
I'll make sure you guys connect for sure, and definitely he just posted his information in there as well, Ms. Ebony.
Yeah.
All right, I'll make sure I get it.
Yeah. I'm down. If you can book it, just book it. I create my own schedule, so I'm not like, I work Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm about to fly out to Vegas in a couple weeks to do like a round table. I make my own schedule, so it's all good. Whatever book it. Let me know what's up. Like I come out speak. If I need to do a Georgia tour, we can do a Georgia tour. Set it up, book the tour.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan.
Let's book a week. I do 6, 7 prisons. Let's go do it.
Okay.
Juveniles, whatever we need to do.
All right. Awesome. It's on.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I want to leave you guys with an assignment. You already know every month we've been doing every week, but we're going to be going forward every month. We're going to leave you with the assignment. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit more time to complete these assignments. I know sometimes you don't have a lot of time, especially us all being so busy. So we're going to just do one assignment per month. So this assignment is pretty simple. I want you guys to write a reflection on your personal and professional values, how they align with your business. Identify ways to reinforce these values in your leadership approach and company culture. And I'm gonna actually post. Actually, let me actually just copy and paste this in the chat for you guys as well. Because I'm also going to be sending out, of course, the recap to today's brainstorming session along with the chat. So you guys can make sure you guys connect with each other. Make sure you guys send out the brainstorming landing page as well to any business owners that you guys may know. We also have our affiliate program, so we're always looking for affiliate partners. So if you guys know any entrepreneurs or businesses, small, medium, large, that may need our resources or just need to be a part of our community in general, make sure you guys bring them in. We do have a 15% kickback, or you can get a $250 credit towards your own membership if that's something that you're in need of. So it's super big, that we just each one teach on you guys. So we're always looking for you guys to bring in more people into the community. I'm also going to post the link to. Actually, I'm gonna send this out separately. I'm gonna send this link out to our free audio book. To our free ebook as well. That we send all of our members, Entrepreneurship Unleashed. To make sure you guys have that, and then make sure you guys check out all of the other updates that we have on our website, as far as our M.O.B TV, where we have all of our content that we've been streaming and creating and producing throughout the years, from exclusive interviews to event recaps to different commercials that we produce, different music videos, the whole nine. We got a bunch of different entertaining and educational content on there. And make sure you guys be on the lookout for our mod mixers starting next year. We're gonna pretty much provide a space for you guys to come together at least once per quarter, where we're gonna have more panel discussions, content creation segments, and give you guys the opportunity to meet each other in person, for the most part. And we're working on a few different locations and different things like that. So if you do have anybody that would be interested in sponsoring or sponsoring the location, or if you just have any locations that you guys want us to touch down in, let us know. I appreciate you, Alvin, so much, man, for hopping on and just dropping so many jewels, man. I just always look forward to building with you in the future. We go way back. So make sure you guys, if you guys have any questions or concerns for him, make sure you guys hit him up directly. And make sure you guys, definitely take advantage of his resources that he have within his organization for sure. Also, make sure you guys complete our surveys as well. That's also on the Standing on Business landing page, because we always praise you guys, feedback. That's how we get better. We love your feedback, good or bad. At the end of the day, we're always looking to provide more value at the end of the day every single week. So make sure you guys go and fill out that survey. And again, make sure you guys let somebody know. Let somebody know about the mod. Bring them on, invite them on to our brainstorming sessions, or just set up a call if they don't have a lot of time. Set up a call with them, have them fill out our application online. We'll set up a call, however we need to do it, so we can get them on board. And yeah, let's go from there. Actually, I got time for one more question. I see Adam got his hand up real quick. I'm gonna take you, Adam, real quick. What's going on?
All right, I just got something super quick. Next Monday in Macon at Wesleyan College, their AI department and the Central Georgia Coalition of Black Businesses is putting on an event all about AI, and it's 5:30 till 7 p.m. It's free, but you have to go to a link. I don't have the link on me right now, but if anyone is interested in going and is going to be down in Macon, definitely shoot me contact information. I'll get you the right information to register. So also, if anyone wants to get a master's degree from Wesleyan College, if they become a member of the coalition, which starts at like $150, they can get $5,000 off their tuition.
Oh, that's dope.
So
definitely
yeah.
Send me that link for the AI event. I definitely want to send it to a few of our affiliates, and I definitely want to see if we can cover it as well. Put some information on my TV for sure.
Cool.
All right, so I don't want to hold you guys up too much longer, man. I appreciate every single one of you guys. It's always a blessing every single week linking with you guys and building. I can't wait to continue on building with every single one of you guys. Until next time.